Conversations with Kelly. Tonight, the conversation topic will be I am not my hair. And joining me on tonight's panelists, we have Jasmine Moore. We have Sharice Thomas. We have Clarice Gilmer. And Sanae Johns. And actually tonight, while we're taping this segment, is it a segment? Yeah, it's a segment. While we're taping this, my daughter will actually, which is Jasmine, will be actually flat ironing me. As you can see, I'm rocking the afro tonight because actually everybody on the panelists tonight, including Jasmine, we are all natural. And let's just start by talking about how we ended up being natural. I'm just praying. I'm praying to God. Pray with me, viewers and audience, that I don't get burnt while we're doing this process. But I will actually start with myself. I will say that it took me three different times to go natural, and actually that third time being the time that I was actually successful. The first two times I thought I wanted to go, and that lasted about, what was it, Jasmine, about 3 weeks. And what they call now what do they call relaxer now? The crack. The creamy crack was calling me. So I went back to that, and I wasn't successful. It wasn't until the third time, and actually after prayer, that I really asked God to help me with that transition. What was it? How was it for you guys?
Well, for me, I started out, I had to go natural, not by choice. I had a baby. Well, I had 2 babies. And like, you know how they give you drugs in the hospital for a C-section or what have you? And as a result of that and the pregnancy hormones, my hair fell out. So I had no choice. I couldn't get color. Y'all know that was killing me. Y'all know I love
we
color.
at the age now, that's
right.
The grays be peeking through.
And even without the gray, I just love my color. So basically, I had no choice. I could not relax. So I went through a phase of just being the little curly fro and cut it off. So then as soon as my hair grew back, I was like, ooh, y'all know I was relaxing it, right? And the ends started splitting, but I found out it was basically because I didn't know how to take care of my hair, which is a whole nother story. But this time around, I'm hanging in there.
You hanging in there?
Yep.
Teresa, I'll ask you this. Was you afraid prior to the incident with the having the babies, because it was almost like you were your hand was forced. Prior to that, had you ever thought about going natural?
Yes, and I tried it when I was in college. That was like back in the 90s.
Oh, you was brave.
Oh, I was brave. But you know, think about it. You're on campus. Everybody has dreads and stuff. So, you know, you actually probably being relaxed is probably the minority in college. But one of the things that happened is it got hot outside. And when it got hot, it said poof. And I was like, oh, I don't like this. So I went back to the creamy crack.
Okay. How was it for you, Clarice? How long have you been natural?
I've been.
And you're wearing sister locks, and those are a little bit different than dreads. And what I see that they look thinner.
It's actually a technique. The dreads, you can just let your hair go, and that way it'll just do what it does, just dread up. So there's a difference. There's actually a technique that they use to actually lock and individually do each lock.
Okay.
I've been natural for 13 years now. Yeah, that's 13. And,
have you been in your sister locks for 13?
No, I've been in my sister locks for, give me a minute, for 8 years.
Okay.
8 years, yes. Yeah.
What were you doing with your hair prior to that?
I was relaxing, and that was just not working. And then I went natural. When I went natural, I was braiding, twist, just.
When you say twist, you're talking about kind of the twist that Shanae's wearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the 2-strand twist.
Well, I think yours, are you twist or straw?
It's twist.
Twist, okay. So the 2-strand twist, and that is with,
and the micros.
How was micros for you, though?
It was a struggle.
Were they?
Yeah. Once I just got tired of buying hair and putting hair with my hair. So sister locks. And
Because?
Because I didn't like doing the hair thing.
Okay.
But I wanted, the long look eventually. I started out, it was just like this, about that much hair. And I love it.
Good, and I like how you said you just said that you didn't like to really do your hair, so sister locks work for you.
Yes.
Now, I have to share with you, I like sister lock, but I wouldn't want to be locked into that style. I like versatile. I like to be able to go back and forth, and that's what works for me. And here lately, the cut that my daughter gave me, I like rocking that, so y'all see me flat ironing a little bit more than I have been wearing it just out, washed and going out the door. But I do like dreads. I just wish that I could go from dread 1 week and then go, I don't, for my personality, I don't want to be stuck in that. But like you said, for someone that don't like doing their hair, and what all can you do with sister locks? Because I've seen, we've been on vacation and she can twirl them up some kind of way, and she do all kind of things.
I flat iron them.
Have you?
Yeah. You can flat iron them and
Now wait a minute, can we do one? Can Jasmine do one?
Just throw her hair.
Oh, okay.
She can. She can do it
No,
like
they
in the
gonna
back.
melt my curling iron. Oh,
What's gonna melt it if my hair is just as natural as yours?
okay, Clarice.
Okay.
So America and across the world, did you know that you can flat iron a sister lock?
I did not know.
We gonna see.
That's nice.
We gonna see. Okay, so Sanae's been natural now for
Over a year.
a year.
Yes. I originally wanted to go natural because getting the relaxer was thinning my hair out in the top. So I was feeling like I was getting a bald spot in the top. So I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and try to go natural. And what I did was just getting the braids. I was getting braids, and every time I got my hair braided, I would get it cut. So instead of doing the drastic cut, going from the length that I had to a short cut, I just gradually got it cut and just kept getting it braided and left it braided for a month. And then go back, wash it, cut it, braid, and did it that way until I got comfortable to the point where I could cut it off and just went with the afro.
I like how you said you didn't want to cut it off, and there's times where people will cut it off, because I've seen someone at work, and I won't actually share her name, at work where she actually went, and I don't mean any harm by this, but dude short. You know what I'm saying? Like short. And I had to really applaud her because I wouldn't have been that brave.
Yes.
When I went natural, well, the first time I tried to go natural, I had some length. But, and I was planning to do, because Jasmine, you and Brittany, you guys had a lot of length before you guys went natural. And what they did is they just stopped. And when their new growth came in, the hairdresser that we were going to would kind of like cut that. And anytime new hair came in, they would get the old hair cut off. And they did it like that, so they didn't really go through that big transition. Now that the last time when I really started doing it, I had actually was wearing my hair a little bit like yours, Sharice, but a little bit longer, and I wore the spiky look. And my hair it was probably about that long. And I quit getting the relaxer, and then eventually, after prayer, I just did it. And I think I was about that, look, not short, that little. I was that little, and I did, actually, Risa, somewhere around here, I did the single twist. And I almost felt a little uncomfortable. What I did is I said, I don't want to look like no dude. So I did the lip gloss and the new earrings, and I just worked the outfit and things like that. And eventually I just came into it, and I was cool with that. But I think a lot of times people are afraid of that initial, well, I got to cut my hair all the way off. If you're one that is struggling and really would like to go natural, just stop getting your relaxers. And like Shanae said, she started braiding a lot. And then after she would take them down, she would cut a little bit. And you just eat. Sometimes you can just go for it, and sometimes you got to just ease into it. But I promise you, now I'll speak for Kelly, I don't think I'll ever go back to chemicals. And there's nothing wrong with chemicals if that's working for you. And I have my reasons. There's a couple of reasons why I don't do relaxers. One of which is I love color. Permanent color, because when you're in the 40 and up club, tend to get those little surprise hairs that come through that's a little silver. And rinses don't work too well.
No.
We have to get the permanent color, and permanent color, Jasmine, am I right, is a little bit more harsher on the hair, and permanent color and relaxers don't really work together that great, and especially if you're going with the lighter colors like your blondes and your gold tones, which I like for the summertime. And of course, when your hair is real dark, your natural hair is real dark, you have to be lifted to all these different stages, and the more you're lifting, do I want to say the worse condition your hair is in, or the more
You break your curl pattern.
you're breaking your curl pattern, but your hair is getting a little bit more fragile. So then when you're lifting when you're lifting to that level that you want to deposit the lighter colors, and then, they say wait 2 weeks, and then you put a relaxer on top of that, it looks cool the first couple of months, you walking around here looking all nice, but then over time, you start noticing thinning. Or mine was kind of like right in here, like I would have all this, but then this right here was starting to kind of break off. And then you got some people have that issue at the top. And I had to decide, I said, which one gotta go? Relaxer gotta go. I like color too much. If I had to pick which one I want for color, I don't want to be relaxed and gray. Yeah, so that's what was for me. Do you do color?
When I first went natural, I did do a reddish brown, but I do want to go lighter. I would like to get more of a red and some gold highlights in my hair. And I noticed that when I had the relaxer and I got the color in, then my hair was more brittle and dried out a lot faster. So it was harder for me to take care of it. I couldn't clip my own ends and make it look right and keep it up. And then if you don't have the money to maintain getting your hair done every 2 weeks, then you're going to say, okay, well, I'm going to take care of it myself. I don't know how. You're damaging your hair more.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. And that was a key point that you brought out. Some people can't afford to go to the salon all the time. And sometimes there's some people in salons, and I've been in some salons, or I've witnessed people in some salons that don't always use the best products.
Okay.
And I probably shouldn't name this one particular product that I hate. It's a spritz, and I won't say the name because I don't want to get in trouble for the name, but I cannot stand that stuff. It's like, it makes your hair so freaking hard that by the time you go to sleep and come back and get back up, it's smashed, and then when you try to get it back, y'all know what product I'm talking about. I hate that, and sometimes even in salons, it depends on what salon you go to, they might even be using some whack products. Can we just keep it real? But then you have some salons where the prices is just outrageous. So then you're left to do hair on your own, so I feel you on that.
And I think it's important to, one of the things that I had to do is I had to do some education. Because I do go to the salon, but at the same time I wanted to be able to maintain, either just in case I couldn't go or in between appointments.
Right.
So I learned about
Now, you get burned, relax or not relax. It's all up in your skin, but afterwards, honey, your hair be swinging like this. I be forgetting about the burns, but she be tearing me. She being nice tonight.
she's doing a good job.
She is doing a good job, but honey, 3rd-degree burns.
Right. But one of the things that was important to me, so I was like learning what to do myself, so I went out on YouTube. And y'all know I will watch a YouTube video to fried chicken, whatever I do. I love YouTube. But there was a lady, I don't know what her name is, but her channel was Kim-A2. And she talked about learning how to take care of your hair through pH balance. So I went out and bought these strips. You can go to Lowe's, and buy like pH balance strips. And you can test your products. And from my understanding, and it works, because I'm telling y'all, I get my hair cut every 2 weeks and it grows. So she basically said that any product that you're using should have a 4.5 to 5.5 pH balance.
Somebody write that down. A 4.5
to 5.5.
Said it's true.
And it is. Because even though we talk about our bodies being alkaline, your hair needs to be acidic, because what happens is we have a curl pattern that blocks something called sebum that comes.
We as in African-American
people. Yeah. And let me rephrase that. I'll say people with kinky hair, because some African-American people don't have kinky hair.
Yes.
And also I want to say that there are some Caucasian people with kinky hair that have this very same issue.
And that tripped me out the first time I seen that. Because I don't know if y'all like me, when I was growing up, I used to always think white people had good hair and black people had nappy hair.
Yep.
That's what I mean, that's how am I by myself? Y'all know back in the day when we was always, I wasn't fortunate enough to get a Jerry curl. I was so mad. Arnett was not, she got David a Jerry curl. She got David a Jerry curl, but she went, David had a Jerry curl, but I wasn't allowed to get one. But I used to go get the press and curl on, faithfully every 2 weeks. Press and curl, but, what, can we just, I want to go here. This women real close. Just hold on. Let me get this point. Go back this way. It's them edges. Y'all know y'all gotta be careful with them. Growing up, we used to all. Well, I'm gonna speak for Kelly because sometimes the audience y'all don't like to ride with me. Y'all act like y'all always been like this. But I used to look at either mixed people or we call them biracial because we have so many politically correct names. Mixed people or white people as having the good hair. And I looked at African Americans as having the bad hair. And y'all remember when we used to get them baby dolls, and if you did get a black one, their hair wasn't as silky as the Barbies. So I would take grease and try to get it. But I'm thinking of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to copy or mimic something that we thought was good.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I was too afraid to embrace the Afro. I was going to say the African hair, but the Afro hair or our natural hair. My hair is being assisted by a Chi flat iron. Thank you, Jesus, for the creativity of the mastermind behind a Chi iron. Am I by myself? Chi is my best friend. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Every time I get make a point, she come right here.
I think that it's also just with society, the way that society has changed their view on what they think is a beautiful woman.
Right.
So, you had to conform to the way of society and say, well, unless my hair is bone straight, then it's not attractive. And that's not the truth.
Or unless it's way down here.
Right.
And fortunately, Jasmine was fortunate to have her own hair down her back. But one time, let me just tell this part. About 2 months ago, this girl gonna make an appointment. Mom, I want to get a sew-in. What's back? Me and Carolyn was in the car, and she was like, I want to get a sew-in, and me and Carolyn looking like, why? Your hair down here. And what was her? Oh, I want it to be thicker. I'm like, girl, people buying hair to get your length. And I said, and you want to go get a sew-in, and she did it. She actually did it. How long did you keep it? A month.
Would you get it again?
If it didn't hurt.
If
it didn't itch.
It itched?
Yeah, it's just bad. Really bad.
Maybe you were allergic to the hair you used.
No, I'm talking about it's been in your hair for a long time and it just itches.
Ain't you supposed to wash it?
I don't want to wash it.
You can't
Why?
I just wanted it to be real nice and straight. I don't want to wash it.
But again, so did you feel like you couldn't wash it because you felt like it wouldn't go back to the way you thought it was going to be once you got it done?
Yeah.
See, that's bondage. Is where you can't wash, you walk around itching because you don't want to wash your, but you see what I'm saying? That's bondage, and that's for real. And I ain't lying, there's been plenty of times I done left the shop, girl, and come home sleeping like, so they used to do that, sleeping like this. Because they would come to work the next day, I'd be like, well, your hair is still good. She said, girl, I ain't had no sleep, I just sleep like this.
Like this.
And that's bondage when you can't even get sleep.
Neck hurting. And my hair looks
And
good.
don't let it remember the almighty French rolls.
Oh,
The French rolls, you need like stiff. I be like, spray it good, girl. Keep spraying it, spray it real hard. Then set me under the dryer after you spray it, because I ain't want it to move. And then you got them reinforcing bobby pins because you don't want it to move. And can I just be free? Paris, I was so happy to be able to go to Jamaica and jump in the ocean.
Right.
Because we always can swim.
Yes.
Can swim. That's bondage. We will go to the store, America. We will go to the store. Wait a minute, Jen, hold on. We will go to the store and buy the bomb swimming suit and sit by the pool like this, kick his feet. And don't let no little kid come in and splash. We be like, now he needs to go sit down somewhere, splashing that water. We at the pool. Yeah, I just want to say that we at the pool and won't
Don't
get
get
in
wet.
past here.
Don't
Don't get between the lines.
Right.
Don't mess my hair up. Or, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Dad. Wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Now go, and he done fell asleep. I mean, you feel what I'm saying? And half the time, can I just keep, I'm going to go here. Half the time, women, we are so busy trying to compete with other women's hairdo that we ain't even paying attention to what our husbands really like.
That's true.
And that's one of the things.
Sometimes the husband, cause me, I ain't gonna lie. Me and my husband, when it's time to have some fun, I be like, hold on, I be tying my hair up, and he be like, I wanna see your hair. I want your hair to be down. My hair gotta last. My hair gotta last, and that's bondage. I can't even enjoy.
That was the truth.
You can't. Did you tie yours up?
Girl.
Wait a minute, I gotta tie my hair up. That is bondage. It is bondage.
And we were scared of the rain, too.
Oh, girl, rain.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna go nowhere.
We be
We
like,
gonna go
oh,
nowhere. No, If rain is in the forecast and you invite me somewhere, I ain't going. What you doing? Girl, I'm gonna wait and see if it's rain. If it's rain, I ain't going. 'Cause I ain't getting my hair wet. You miss many a parties, many birthday parties, any kind of thing. You won't even go to church half the time. It's raining. I'll send my ties next week. It's a sunny day. But no. Wait a minute. I ain't gonna say rain. What about snow?
Oh, girl.
Because snowflakes melt.
Yes, they do.
I remember when I first went natural. I don't know if Carolyn remembers this. I know Troy does. It was like the first time that I blew dry my hair straight after I went natural. After I was wearing the twist, as soon as you get a little length, you want to get it straight.
Yeah.
Today this was funny. I was leaving out of the house, and it had been raining, but it had stopped. But you know how you come underneath one of them, what is those gutter things, whatever, and a splash had splashed right in the center of my head.
Yes.
I thought it was cool. Girl, I got to work. All this was nice and straight. It was nappy, what I call nappy. It was right in the middle, and I was so mad. And this is how much I was still, even though I went natural, I was still in bondage to a certain degree because I still cared about what I looked like. Just that little spot was nappy, and it was bothering me at my desk, and I kept messing with it. I went in the bathroom and wet my whole head so it can match the nappy part. Yes, I was really mad. But that again is that's bondage. That is bondage. But back to when I was in a relaxer, and there is nothing wrong with a relaxer. And but one thing that I did love is when I finally recognized that I did not have to use grease in my hair. When I used to do Sinead's hair, Sinead was the grease queen. And when I told her that we didn't have to use grease no more, she was looking like, well, how you going to get my hair straight? Because why do we connect grease with straight?
When you get your hair fresh.
When your hair is greasy, because you want it real greasy so that, remember how your curling iron used to look all black and ate up?
Yes.
It don't have to look like that no more. So I started using the Aveda because actually a Caucasian hairdresser walked me into natural. Can you imagine that? Caucasian young lady actually walked me and Jasmine and my other daughter into natural hair, and she introduced me to a product that I dearly love, and that is the Aveda line. I love it. And actually here is the Aveda Light Element Smoothing Fluid. That's what I use. And it doesn't have that oil feel. And when she get done, you know how we used to have to make our hair, let me do this real quick. Remember how we used to have to walk? Okay, remember how we would see the Caucasian girl and they would walk and their hair is just bouncing in the wind? And when we would want our hair to move, we would have to actually go to try to make it move. Well, when I first got my hair done, and she used this product here with no grease or anything like that, this when the city center was open. I went to the city center and I was walking by, and I just actually just turned my head to look at something, not purposely, where you know how because I have a friend at work, a close friend that makes her hair move like. But I actually turned my head to look at something, not on purpose, just turned it, and my hair said, shum shum. I looked, I was like, oh. So then I walked again and I turned my head just a little bit, and it was like, shum shum. I was like, hey. So when the Caucasian girls were flipping their hair, I was flipping my hair like, woo, we can do that too. But see, all that time I was thinking, I thinking because we had all that heavy grease in our hair, we couldn't move our hair. But I was getting the same effect. My hair is still shiny. It moves, and I didn't have to have grease in my hair. And the first time I introduced it to Sine was nervous, very nervous. But then after she got up out the chair and that hair was foo-foo.
Oh,
she was hooked.
Right.
She was hooked. So I think we have some questions from somebody in the audience.
Yes, I have a question for the lady that has the two-strand twist. How much time you take as far as maintenance is concerned?
Well, like what I'll do is once or twice a week, I'll just take and twist.
Can you show us?
Yeah, I'll just take a section, twist it up, and with most of my hair already being, curly, I can leave it in all day. I can go to work with it, or I can do it on a Friday or a Saturday, leave it in all day, then come Monday morning, I'll take it out, and it'll have the natural curly look that I want, without being frizzy. I don't have to put any chemicals on it to, make it shiny or anything like that. Just leave it in, and your hair will just do what it's supposed to do. So I'll just do about 10, if I wash it at home by myself and twist it up, I'll do about 10 to 20 twists. And my hair, leave it in overnight. I might sit up under the dryer just to get it to hold a lot better, and then I'll just get up in the morning and twist it, and it'll have the look that I'm looking for.
Do you sit and watch TV while you twist?
Yep, sit and watch TV.
Sit and watch TV while you twist. But I liked how you said when you were talking to her about the two-strand twist, you can wear the two-strand twist like that. That's a style.
Yes.
And then if you want to do something else 3 days later, open it up, and that's another style.
Yep.
So I like that.
And even with it being twisted in the front, I'll wear it like this for a week or two, and then I'll take these out, and I can still wear my hair like that in another week or two. So I've had a style for a good month without having to wash it.
Different styles?
Yes, and then I don't have to wash it as often. I can use some scalp oil just to keep it moisturized.
And what kind of scalp oil? Oh.
I like the Do-Grow Anti-Itch. That's what I like. Do-Grow.
Okay.
I like that. It doesn't flake up. It doesn't, run or make it look real greasy. And I also like, when I first went natural, I started trying to use the Optimum Oil Therapy products. And they have this shine boost, and it's not oily, and it's not greasy. So you can put it on your hair, and it doesn't look wet. It doesn't look like you put a whole ton of grease on your hair to keep the shine.
And you ain't at somebody's house with that spot on somebody's couch.
Right.
You're so
My pillowcases don't have all the, it doesn't have the grease on it when I
I wanted to actually, I hope this doesn't get me in trouble with my family. People that have lost their hair. And but it happens.
Yes.
It happens. And I noticed that they wear a lot of ball caps. And is that kind of like bondage? Are they not embracing their baldhood? What can I go to that baldhood? I know there's a few people in my family that I have someone that has some hair and has receded a lot, and then I have another that is completely, but he was still going to the barbershop getting haircuts. But you gotta really look to see who's making appointments want to get it cut. Not at your crib doing it, but make appointments. But I wonder what is felt, especially if you go in what I call premature balding. When is balding a insult to say bald? Is there another word?
No, I don't think so.
Premature hair loss?
There's a question on the floor.
The question, with regards to balding, generally, men go through natural balding. And yet, for men who have significant others, whether it be a wife or girlfriend, sometimes your significant other comes home and she's decided to go bald. Or she's decided to cut off a significant amount of hair, and all of a sudden it's a big change. And it's by choice and not by nature. How do you feel about that?
Now that you've actually put me on blast, husband, I didn't look at it way, but now that I feel your heart, hopefully I won't have to do that ever again. But if I do, we're together, the two of us, bold.
Swinging your head.
Or that, and sometimes I get sew-ins, I get, tracks, whatever, just to.
Sounds like you're addicted
to the swing.
Weaves. And you can be. No, but you can be. You can be. There was a season in my life where I was getting add-ins like right here because I remember when we used to wear our hair short on the top and long in the back. But when I did that, I like to change so much. Now I want this part back. So, you know what? Let me bring this up. Jasmine was about 10 or 11, and that's when I was doing hair a lot. People used to be scared to come and get their weaves at my house because they want to know if Jasmine home, because Jasmine tell. I had a client that said, Jasmine home? Because she be telling people, like, she'll be sitting by you and somebody say, oh, your hair's cute. That's a weave. Them ain't her bangs, or that ain't her in the back. And one time I had Bring Your Child to Work Day, brought her. I had tracks just from here to here, and the rest of my hair was meeting my other hair. And this girl was like, okay, your hair is growing. Before I could say it's a track or anything, that's weave in there. That's weave, that's her. She used to say, that's weave in there. And I'd be like, shut up. And I got clients nervous where I got to take them in another room and make her go upstairs because they don't want her to know that they get a ponytail or not. Because Jasmine would be at church and be like, that's a ponytail. Or like the Curry boy will tell me, I snuck and wore a wig, 2 weeks ago. Gonna lean over to Pastor Troy and say, you know that's a wig, ain't it? So you got people busting you out. Or they gonna tell me, your wig crooked. I like it out of here. Yes, they will. The Curry boys will bust you all the way out.
But I want to also share too with your question that I look at those things as options. Now, of course, I have short hair, and there's a reason I have short. I just love short hair, but that's a whole different issue. But those are options, and I think they're okay to do occasionally.
And I mean, it's funny because years ago I was always wearing my own hair, and just in the last, I'm gonna say the last maybe 13 years, my sister started doing my hair. Girl, get this, and then it just was like now I'm stuck with it, and I try to wear my own hair, and I do it, and I flat iron it, and I say, oh, this is ugly, and I just put a point on it. I do it all the time.
Do you find yourself, and this can be for anybody, do you find yourselves, can we say that sometimes we are in competition with other women? I don't go to the hairdresser. When I get my hair done, my husband is not in my mind. I wonder, will Troy like this? Because actually, I used to think that my husband like old school hairdos. Like, I'd be like, you just want me to look like Coretta Scott King. That's all I be saying. And then there's nothing wrong with her hair, but I'm younger than her. And be sitting up somewhere like the Civil Rights March. But that's what he liked. And I like more of the funkier type of
I just departed, so let's talk later.
Okay.
So my husband, he has clearly told me that he does not care what I do with my hair. So he doesn't.
Liberated.
Now I'm sure he really does, but since he told me that he doesn't care, I do pretty much whatever I like to do. So if that's I usually wear it curly. Sometimes when I go to the salon, I get it straightened. Sometimes I don't. And he just seems
Whatever
to.
mood you're in.
Yeah.
See, that's what it's
all
about.
moods.
Mhm.
Back to the salon thing. If you can't afford to go to the salon, like me, of course, what else is there for me to do?
Well,
I'm really hair retarded for real.
What I want to say to you is, shoot, by the time you done bought all them ponytails, you done gone to the damn salon. You got a drawer full of ponytails. But my husband clearly told me he didn't like no weaves. But I don't have anything against weaves, but he don't like no weaves. That's him. David, do you like weaves?
Well, depending on what it look like.
I mean,
You know,
sometimes
I'm not
you
a
think they
weave
go.
expert. The hair looks good, it looks good.
Yankee, do you like wigs and weaves?
Sometimes.
What turns you off about them? Do you like when they put them colors in like red and purple and all them swirls?
And it's presentable.
It needs to be presentable. Do it need to be believable? That's the question. Should it be?
Over the years, that has been part of my problem is whether it's believable or not. And that's been part of it because one, just to be quite honest, if you see an extremely dark woman with blonde hair, it's incongruent with what is real. And so, for me, natural hair looks good. I mean, I like natural hair. And so, to me, it looks believable when it's natural. It's what God gave you.
Yes.
Women are beautiful, and rather than to change for each other and by the styles and the patterns, just be you.
I want to hear from Lisa because Jasmine took Lisa natural, didn't you? About how long ago was that?
It took a long time to grow out. That's been almost 2 years.
But you didn't think you could do it. You didn't think you could do it at first, did you?
I've been trying to get all nappy and kinky. I go back to that perm. But yes, Jasmine, you're not a go.
So you've been without perm for 2
2
years?
years.
2 years, that's good.
A little over 2 years.
It's actually about, like I said, the third time when I did it, I prayed about it, and I really wanted to do it, but it was like something. You know what it is? It was the transition.
Yes.
It's like what I chose to do is like I would do it, and then I would see somebody with a bomb haircut or a bomb with something with a relaxer, and I would jump back to it. It was like I couldn't stand for somebody else's hair to be looking gorgeous, and I'm in this transition. And when you're in the transition, sometimes it's not cute.
Not at all.
It ain't cute at all. And that's any type of transition. When you're in transition, but the best time that I think people should probably try to start going natural, probably late August, early September, and hide in the winter.
Not do it in June.
Don't do it in June, hide in the winter, and that way you can have some length on you by the time the summer comes, and you won't be hit. But I will tell you this, Aveda has a product that I like that is, it helps with humidity. Because again, I didn't have any issues. I was worried when I first would straighten my hair with the flat iron without no chemicals when the summer months came.
Yes.
I didn't have any trouble even up next to a person that had a relaxer. We had the same issue. Went down south, woo woo. No, you can get a fresh relaxer and go down south, and your hair is going south with it. And August was almost a little bit challenging, but it wasn't just challenging for me being natural. It was challenging for people that I've seen with relaxers, where August was just a challenging month. And so with that, there's products. There's all types of products. Me, Kelly, myself, when I'm going curly, I like the Aveda Be Curly. I love that. And I actually like the, you can't even find this too much anymore. I think you have to go online to find this. You might luck up on it, but I like the Organics Twist and Lock with the olive oil in it. It's the green one. And when I can't find that, what I would do with the lock and twist gels, I would add olive oil in it
Okay.
and mix it with that. That's when I go like do the twist and things like that. But other than that, I had to try out a bunch of products to find out which one I like. And have you done that?
I'm in the process of doing that. So when you find a product that you like, how do you know if you should switch to something else or
I
should
believe
just
if
stick
you
with
like
it?
it, stick
Just
with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I did mine from trial and error. What about you?
Trial
Do
and
you have to use a lot
I
of products?
use cheese silk fusion.
I use
just
that
as
sometimes.
Just as a
I
shine
switch
on
back
my
and
hair, but other than that, no, I don't use anything else.
Now, Sharice, I wanted to share that Sharice actually makes her own product, and she actually, I didn't bring that product. Can somebody hand me a thing of Sharice's product called Hair Swag? And it is a hair, actually you can share what it is because I don't even have it to read.
That's okay.
She makes a lot of organic products.
I do. I make all kinds of stuff. And part of that is because I don't like sulfates, parabens, anything chemical in my hair. So that's why I make a lot of my own. But this is just a scalp butter because I like to grease my hair, but I don't like all that greasiness. And I also don't like excessive smell because those smells are parabens. They cause cancer. So, you know, I'm very conscious about what I put in my hair. So it's just a butter. It's nothing but shea butter, coconut oil, some essential oil, some jojoba or macadamia nut. I don't know which one I put in that one. And also,
It says, can I read it? Shea
Go ahead.
butter, coconut oil, castor oil, macadamia nut oil, sweet almond oil, sweet love blend,
and that's just my
rosemary
essential oils.
essential, and jasmine absolute. Is that liquor?
That's
Jasmine
not
absolute.
liquor. It's not liquor.
And it also says apply sparingly in the hair and scalp, then gentle massage into your scalp. Now, would you recommend this? Would this be too much for straight? Like if I straighten my hair, would it be too heavy? Would it be more like if I wore it in twists and things like that, or what? Or would it be something that I would use as a prep to when I get ready to wash my hair?
It works best with curly hair. It's on my hair right now. My stylist actually puts it on my hair. So it's on my hair right now. And as you can
Okay,
see,
that's good.
it's in there. You can do it on yours, but it's the key word is sparingly. You know how we
Yeah.
like to do. Just a little bit. It's sparingly. But I also want to point out that it has the right pH balance. So you guys are supposed to do three things. Wet it, and after you wet it, you're supposed to seal in that moisture, and then after that, you're supposed to protect it. This is something that just can lightly help you seal in that moisture and get the right pH balance.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there any other products that you're working on for the hair?
I'm working on
And what is the name of your line? Is Reese? Mama
Essentials
Reese?
by Reese.
Essentials by Reese, and actually you can see her on Facebook under
You can go to my page, Essentials by Reese, and you can get to the website.
because she doing everything natural. You eat everything. You always making something.
Yeah.
Something that was on there about some beet juice or some kale juice, and I'm like, I don't want no kale juice.
But that all plays a role in your hair. When you're
Does
trying
it?
to go natural,
Okay.
it's holistic. So don't just do the products. Think about what you're putting in your body, because it all goes together.
If I could top it off with a Starbucks, I'll try it. But anyway, yeah, so Sharice has this hair swag, and actually I have some stuff on the table, some of her products on the table. She has some scrubs and different things and things like that. But just to kind of wrap things up, I just want to, what I want to share with you tonight is, we're not here to, it's not about knocking chemicals. If chemicals work for you, do you. I just don't want anybody, whether you're in a relaxer or going natural or anything, don't be in bondage where you can't enjoy life because it's raining,
Right.
or you can't enjoy your spouse because you got to tie your hair up, or you can't, just different things where you just cannot do anything, or you can't go swimming. What you doing going to the Caribbean
You can't go swimming.
and you don't get in the water? And I got plenty of swimsuits that never touched water. I will walk around and style and profile and won't touch no water, but now I get in. There was another question back there, but that's all I'm saying is, whatever works for you, don't be in bondage. And if something isn't, there used to be a time where I couldn't have a hair out of place. And when in my days where I wasn't living a same life, when I was clubbing, I would go to the bathroom every 5 minutes to make sure, because I always gotta have this. Who liked this part? I always got to have that over there. And if it was moving and I felt like I was starting to sweat, I would go to the restroom and make sure. Or I was always at home. Even if I'm just at home, I was up constantly. If I walk past the mirror and I see the hair out of place, I constantly was doing that. I just don't want anybody to be in bondage to your hair or being so addicted to something to where you're not willing to try anything else. And just be who God made you to be. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. So, anything else you want to share? Any advice you want to give?
I just think that if you make the decision to go natural, to stay strong, no matter what comments come your way. When I first went natural, it was, oh, I like your hair better straight. Oh, I really don't like that. And I just had to, be strong and say, I don't care. This is what I like. This is what I'm trying to do with myself. And eventually I grew into it. And now, I get nothing but compliments.
And we can't, we can't stop ourselves just because somebody's always going to have something to say. They ain't gonna like something. Somebody ain't going to like your hair straight. Right. I like it better when it was like this. Yes. So you said basically you embraced yourself. You finally, going natural helped you embrace
who I am. Yeah.
And it actually helped me too because
yeah.
when I went natural, I wasn't just going through a transition physically with my hair. I was actually going through a transition spiritually as well because I hid behind so many masks. So when I decided that I wanted to know who Kelly was, I did the whole 9. And like I said, put some lipstick or some lip gloss on, throw some earrings on, and work that hair. Work that hair. So I just want to thank my panelists tonight. Thank you, Jasmine. I'd like to thank our sponsors. I'd like to thank Liberty Hill Baptist Church. I'd like to thank Overflow Ministries and the best crew in all parts of the earth, the KWK crew. Thank you so much. And thank all of you. You brave guys, braved it all out. Thank you so much. We didn't get to test your sister lock, so I guess you get to. But what does it do? It just straightens?
It just straightens. It just gives it that, like I can do like a bend. And just,
So if you wanted spiral curls with a flat iron, could you do that too? So you can actually do everything with that. So America.
What you do with your natural hair.
So with sister locks, whatever you do with your natural hair, if anybody is thinking about doing locks, whatever you do with your natural hair, you can actually do with the sister locks as well. That's the bomb.